Hey guys, today we're going to be making a beer can chicken with a dry rub as well as a herb and garlic binder. Here are all our dry ingredients lined up in order for which they will be used. We're going to go ahead and start out with a little bit of crushed red pepper and some oregano. We don't really measure, we just kind of do what feels right in the heart. So then we're going to go ahead and we're going to grind this up with a spice grinder. Next, we're going to go ahead and add some minced garlic, as well as some onion powder. And then we're going to go ahead and add in some cumin. All right, next up, we're going to go ahead and add some chili powder. And then, of course, some paprika for heritage. Okay, then last but not least, we're going to go ahead and throw in some cayenne pepper before we go ahead and start grinding that up again. All right, now we have all of our dry ingredients mixed up, so we're going to go ahead and add our salt. We like this Maldon salt. It is little pyramids. It's delicious. Queen approved. Get it. All right, and next we're going to go ahead and we're actually going to add some sugar. That's just going to help us kind of balance everything out, and it tastes really good. Okay, so lastly, we're going to add some fresh ground pepper and then go ahead and give that another grind, get that all mixed together. Our family really enjoys the taste of the herbs and the spices after being ground up. Gives it a really nice flavor, and it all brings it out and brings everything together really nice. So now we have our finished mixture, and I'm just going to go ahead and transfer that to another bowl to set aside while we work on our herbs. Okay, so here we have some traditional roasting herbs, some thyme, some rosemary, some sage, and some garlic. We're going to go ahead and start by adding some sage leaves to our spice grinder and giving that a little grind. It does take a while. This is definitely a labor of love. You honestly could skip this, but it really does give this the extra touch with all the herbs. So now we're going to add in some rosemary. And then once we add in some rosemary, once again, we're going to go ahead and grind that all up. So there we have our sage and our rosemary. And last but not least, we're going to go ahead and add some thyme. This one will take you some time. Very tedious, but honestly really delicious in the long run and worth it. So go ahead and add some thyme. Once you have plenty of thyme added to your herb mixture, we're just going to go ahead and give that another grind until it's all incorporated and all just a nice paste. Next, we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of sugar to our herb mixture. That's not only going to help with some like abrasion while grinding, it's also going to help give a really nice crust on the chicken itself. After we do that, we're just going to go ahead and peel some garlic. I'll save you that nonsense. After you get them all peeled, we'll go ahead and throw them into our spice grinder. Once they're in our spice grinder, we're just going to go ahead and mash those down. Okay, once we have our garlic pretty well mashed into our herb mixture, we're going to go ahead and add a hefty pinch of salt. That's honestly going to help with not only the flavor, but some abrasiveness while we grind. And then we're actually going to even add another pinch of sugar. That's also going to help just with some nice abrasiveness as well as giving a nice crust on the bird. Okay, so once you have your garlic and herb mixture all mixed and mashed together, it should look something like that. We're going to go ahead and add some lime juice for the acidity. It kind of just brightens up the flavors, and the acidity gives it a really nice taste. Brings it all together. Okay, so once we have our lime all incorporated, we're gonna go ahead and rub this guy down. So just go ahead, get a generous heaping handful and start rubbing him down. You wanna get under the wings, you wanna get under the legs. Just make sure we have this bird covered in goodness. Okay, once you have the front side nice and covered, we're gonna go ahead and just flip it over and do the same exact thing on the back. Get it everywhere, under the wings, on its back, everywhere. We just want a really good tasting bird. All right, and if we have any of that herb mixture left, we're just gonna go ahead and stick it right up in the cavity. Just put it all up in there. It's really gonna help the flavor absorb in and out. It's gonna make a really delicious bird. Okay, so once we have our herb mixture nice and rubbed into the bird, we will go ahead and start adding that dry rub we prepared earlier. So just go ahead, get it everywhere. It's going to stick really nicely, seeing as that we added our herb mixture first. Just make sure to get all over the bird once again, under the legs, under the wings, just everywhere. You know the drill. Alrighty then, as you can see, we are just about done finishing up our bird. Just give one good look around, make sure it's nice and coated. Your bird's looking nice and sexy. And once you do that, we are ready to let those seasonings soak in. Let that kind of marinate into it for a little bit. And we are gonna go ahead and crack open our beer for the beer can. Okay, and then after we drink about half of that beer, we're gonna go ahead and cut some slices into the top. That's just gonna help ventilate and get all that moisture up into the chicken as it cooks. All right, and right in the can holder that goes. And we're gonna go ahead and throw some tumbleweed fire starters into our extra large charcoal chimney. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw some coals in there. All right, we're gonna go ahead and fill that up to the top. Then I'm gonna have my wonderful husband pick it up for me as I light it. Boom, boom. All right, now we're just gonna go ahead and let that heat up. Okay, and once our coals are white hot, we're gonna go ahead and dump them into our smoke box. As you can see, we did do a couple rows of charcoal on both sides before we put in our hot charcoal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now is the time that you have been waiting for. It is time to go ahead and stick that chicken on the can. We go ahead and just put the beer can straight on the grill and go ahead and stick that chicken on. That's why those like beer can holder things are nice. It really helps the chicken stand up. Plus, we are going to be checking on this about every 30 minutes so we can rotate it, make sure it cooks evenly and the skin turns a nice golden brown. All right, now our chicken's been cooking about 30 minutes. And we're keeping a steady temp of 250 on our smoker. As you can see, we're starting to see some color, and I really wish you could smell it because it smells amazing. I know it seems like we may have used quite a bit of garlic on this bird in the beginning, but as this chicken cooks, as it gets roasted, that garlic is going to get roasted and it's going to get delicious and just, oh my goodness, the things it does to this bird. So we're just going to go ahead and turn it. I think we're just going to go ahead and probably face its back now towards the fireside and let that go, and we'll check in about another 30 minutes. All right, it's been another 30 minutes and we're still keeping our temp at around 250. And my goodness, look at this bird. It's getting more golden, more crispy, more perfect by the second. So we're just gonna go ahead and give that another rotate and we'll see you in about 30 minutes. Okay, 30 minutes later, still rocking about 250 on the smoker. We're gonna go ahead and give that bird another look and another turn. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. I literally cannot wait to eat it. You can see it's turning golden brown. You're starting not even to be able to see that green herb anymore. It's all just roasted in, cooked deliciousness. We're gonna let it keep going for a while and check on it again in about 30 minutes. All right, we're still maintaining 250. It's been about 30 minutes and we're gonna check on this bird again. Oh my goodness, it is looking absolutely phenomenal. It smells phenomenal. I think we're gonna rotate it one more time and then check on it again and probably take it off. We'll see you then. All right, folks, here we have a finished bird. Golden brown, crispy, seriously everything you want in a chicken. It was extremely juicy. I really wish we would have gotten some footage of us cutting it apart and plating and all that, but unfortunately it smelled too good and we're way too excited. So thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I promise you will not be disappointed if you try this recipe. Thank you. I belong, West Virginia, my mama, take me home, country road.